Leiji Matsumoto is perhaps the last of Japan's first generation manga gods, along with people like Osamu Tezuka and Yokoyama Mitsuteru. Specifically, he's famous for things like Galaxy Express 39 and his artistic contributions to space battleship Yamato. However, in the West, he is poorly understood.
Well, we have some sad news this week. And, I've always discussed my life with anime and manga, that I grew up with it. I'm 56 now. And, I was born in the 60s and growing up in that time period through the 70s, 80s, 90s. There's a lot of anime, manga, but the starting point in the West, in these, was on some of it was on television. You saw a lot of stuff on TV, Gigantor, Speed Racer, and many others. And, I saw some of it on Nippon Television via Channel 47 WJNU here in New York, UHF channel on Saturday nights. That was my Saturday nights as a kid. Next to Doctor Who. It was a Doctor Who and anime. But one of the most influential key figures of the industry itself was a man named Leiji. I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong. Leiji Matsumoto, and he just passed away recently at the age of 85. He is one of the most iconic manga and anime creator. He has a long span of a lot of content. Some of the greatest stories in manga history and anime history that are still out there. Some of it hasn't even been translated into English dubs on anime. And we'll read this into this story out of Otaku USA. In the world of anime and manga, there are few figures as influential as Matsumoto. It will be difficult to imagine the landscape of the industry, particularly that of the overseas fandom, without his creations fueling and shaping it. Sadly, according to an announcement from Toei, Matsumoto passed away on February 13th due to an acute heart failure at the age of 85. Inspired by American animation and comics as a kid, Matsumoto got an early start at creating when he formed a manga doujin group in elementary school. He would then go on to pursue a career in manga upon moving to Tokyo in 1953, making his debut with Mitsubaki Not Boken at just 18 years old. He gradually carved a name for himself with beloved creations ranging from space battleship Yamamoto to Captain Harlock, Galaxy Express, and beyond. Now remember, spaceship battleship Yamamoto is Star Blazers. That's right, folks. If you haven't seen Star Blazers, which that's what is the American name on that, he was the man who helped shape that series. Many of his works would make their way over to the West in localizing form, and there aren't as many anime as essential to the formation of the anime fandom in the West as Spaceship Battleship Yamamoto, which came to TV in the States as Star Blazers. Matsumoto was awarded the Order of the Rising Sun Golden Rays with Rosette Honor in 2010 for his works promoting Japanese culture overseas. His works in the arts also honored France, where the government knighted him in 2013. A private funeral has already been held for the close family and friends. Matsumoto is survived by his wife, fellow manga artist Mikia Mokomaki, who created the award-winning manga Genji Monogatari, and among others. May legends rest in peace. Now, there's another part of this story that Matsumoto was a part of, and if you haven't realized it, if you haven't seen this, Interstellar 5555, which was created by Daft Punk, Matsumoto was involved in that. He was the one who helped Daft Punk put this together. This anime music movie, sort of a music video movie, combining the music of Daft Punk and Japanese anime, which is one of my favorites. And, you can always find it on the internet at any time of the day. And, like I said, he's created a lot of great stuff. If you're not familiar with Galaxy Express 39, this is one of my favorites. It's still out there. Some of it has been remade, changed around a bit, but the original story is still out there. It is a fantastic story, which basically branches out to two other characters from this particular story, and that's Captain Harlock, if you know Captain Harlock, and Queen Morales. The pirates that you see them more often. You see Harlock more often on there. There've been some live action and 3D that has been done from the Harlock saga, which are great stories within themselves. I mean, if you haven't seen Galaxy Express, and I've discussed this before. It's a great story, and it's about a boy growing up, learning life itself, and that's what the whole basis of Galaxy Express is. It's a tale of revenge and battling for the truth in life, not realizing is that he's growing up. The main character, Tetsuru, basically he loses his mother while they're trying to get money enough to travel on this train of the galaxy, that they want to leave Earth due to the fact that basically we've gotten to the point where mankind is able to take their souls and infuse it into machines. And Tetsuru wants to put his body in a machine on there until after his mother gets murdered by one of these machines of the rich, because most of the people that can afford to do it are very wealthy. So him and his mother were hunted down by these wealthy group of machines, and she was murdered. He goes after them, and gradually he has to escape from the Earth, and he meets up with a woman that helps him escape. And her name is Maytal, a very secretive woman. Who is she? Why does she want to help Tetsuru? And the adventures that they have together on this train. And it's like, there are a lot of episodes. The television series spans about 113 episodes, and it ran between 1978 to 1981. Then in 79, they did a film on there, and then they did a secondary one in 1981, which was the finale of it, which is the Adieu Galaxy Express 39, which is one of the only ones that are in English. In fact, there is a dub of this, and that came out in 81. There is another one that came out in 98, which is Eternal Fantasy. And there have been other small series. Space Symphony Maytal, which came out in the 2000. And Galaxy Express, Another Story, Ultimate Journey manga, which is currently running. It's in 7 volumes on there. So I don't know if they've finished that series, but it's a great series to read on manga. but also this on television or as an anime. It is, I think it's still on Tubi, if I'm not mistaken. Tubi still has it, Crunchyroll has it, and a couple of others. It's easy to find, but there is no dubbed version of it. Same thing with Harlock. Harlock, until you get to the latter ones, there are no dubbed versions of it. I mean, this whole series line needs a full restoration. It does. And the same thing with Star Blazers, Battleship Yamamoto. That they need a full restoration, changeover, because there are some, like with Star Blazers, there's some audio issues. Basically between, like, say, the opening and the show itself, it's like the volume is thrown all over the place. So there's some audio issues, and same thing with Galaxy Express. There are some audio issues, but the story itself is watchable. Actually, it's also, I'm looking up right now, Prime Video also has it as well. But it is, like I said, it is a great story, written by a great man who basically, he is one of the reasons why, the West has anime. This is the man who, he was influenced by American comics and created his own world. And this is what shows you, when people tell you, go out and make your own, that's what he did. He made his own. He made his stories. His stories don't reflect the stories that he read in America. Look at the stories that he's written, especially Galaxy Express. I mean, Galaxy Express, oh my God, that's such a great story. It's such a great story. The adventures that they go between Tetsuya and Maytel, the issues that they go through. And it's, and it's just him becoming a man. That's what it comes down to. Become from a boy to a man. And that's the adventure. That's the adventure of it. Growing up. And this is what we say about kids. They need to learn to grow up. They need to play. They need to have their lives. And they need, even in tragedy, they need to, rise above it. And be strong. And you'll see that with the characters that Matsumoto has created, in his career. And of course, Star Blazers, which is such a great site. That's another one of my big favorites that I used to watch a lot back when I was a kid. So rest in peace, Matsumoto. Comment and let me know your thoughts on this. Tell me, what was your favorite? Did you watch any of these? And if you haven't, are you going to start? Because let me tell you something. As much as we have some great anime now, I think we're coming to a slowdown very soon. And it's time to turn around and look at the classics. And I know there's a generation growing up now that doesn't even know what a Galaxy Express or a Star Blazers or even the original Dragon Ball. Everybody knows from Dragon Ball Z up, but they don't know about Dragon Ball. I think that's the reason why they did Dragon Ball Superheroes, to reintroduce the Red Ribbon Army. Most people don't know where the Red Ribbon Army came from. Because in the Z movies, they're not really talked about that much. So let me know in the comments. Subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
Fighting with the Gamelons, we won't stop until we've won. Then we'll return, and when we arrive, the Earth will survive with power.